DreAllDay.com.
All right, so listen, y'all. Let me talk about what Periscope did real quick. Then I'm gonna talk about me, and then we're gonna talk about the topic. Is that all right with everybody? All right, the Pro R checking in from Brooklyn. All right, look. First of all, let's talk about what Periscope did. Sasha Rover, what's going on? Checking in from Russia. Shout out to everybody over there in Russia who be writing me comments in Russian that I can't understand. And shout out to everybody in Russia that's writing me in English. I appreciate that. Well, first of all, let's talk about Periscope. Obviously, the video quality is already better. Can y'all see the video quality is better already? And this was a challenge for me with, what's up, Jay from Willard, Missouri. I think you might be the first person to check in from Missouri in all these Periscopes I did. So shout out to Jay. The video quality has always been a challenge to me. Yeah, Chris said it looks the same to him. It looks different to me. What's up, Burgers checking in from Sweden? It looks different. It actually looks better right now. The actual moving, when I'm moving around, I can see that it's more smooth. It looks more like when I'm recording just on a straight camera on my phone, because obviously this is on my phone. So they improved the quality of the video, which is huge, because when I would take these videos and put them on my YouTube channel, they would really look kind of bad because the lighting was all dark and the quality was just bad. I'm like, why is it bad even though I'm using this exact same camera? So they have actually, yes, they have improved the quality of their video. I know they did an app update. The other thing they did, and this is really good for everybody, is now you can fast forward and rewind through Periscope streams. Do y'all see that? Sasha Rover said, I speak so nice. Well, thank you. You know, I got a lot of practice. I've done this 10,000 times, literally. So I've gotten very good at it. So thank you for telling me that. Another thing Periscope did, what's up, Coach Kev B? You can now fast forward and rewind through a stream that already happened. So if you go to somebody's stream that they already did, you hold it, put your finger on the screen, and you can rewind and fast forward through it so you could get to the part that you want to see, or see if there's anything that you want to see. So that's a huge update. Thank you, Periscope, for doing that. The third thing that Periscope did is now when you go to the people thing, it actually shows you who's trending, because before it would just show you who you're following on Twitter, and a lot of those people are on Twitter. They get on Periscope, but they don't actually use it, so they are showing for no reason. They don't even use Periscope, and I didn't want to see those people, because if I cared, I'd already be following them. Now they have trending people, so they had like some CEO was at the top, and then they had Jamie Foxx. Maybe they changed it for each person, but I like that they did that. Vivid3J, what's up? Burgers. Oh, that's not burgers. What is it? Bird yes. Bird yes. Okay, all right. Listen, they look like burgers to me. I'm sorry. So shout out to, I'm gonna call you Burgers anyway. Can I just say Burgers? Because I'm gonna remember Burgers. So shout out to Burgers. Hopefully you don't mind me calling you Burgers. But look, everybody, Erican47, Burn Wolf, what's going on? Everybody checking into the stream. Y'all are now talking to Mr. Dre Baldwin. Many people know me as DreAllDay. I'm an empowerment expert, professional speaker, professional athlete, content marketer, marketing, branding expert, author of 5 books. And as of tomorrow afternoon, I will officially be a TED talker, because I'm giving a TED talk tomorrow. I just practiced it this afternoon by myself, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling excited. I've been reading stuff that's getting me in my right mental zone, not for a speech, but just for life, period, everything. So we ready to go here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what we gonna talk about today is when is the best time to be realistic? Steve Burks, what's going on? The Pro Art, thank you both of y'all for that. What we're going to talk about today is when is the best time to be realistic. And people are asking me about the TED Talk. Tomorrow I will be talking about self-discipline. That is the topic. Where can you see it? All right, let me answer that since I mentioned this. I guess I opened this can of worms. Where can you see it? The event organizers have told me directly that they might live stream the event tomorrow, but I won't know till tomorrow. So if they live stream it, listen up. If they live stream the TED event tomorrow, it starts at 6 p.m. Eastern, so about this time tomorrow, about an hour later. If they live stream it, I will come on Periscope and I will tell you where to go to get the live stream. Is that fair enough? Everybody got that? If they live stream it, I'll come on here and tell you. I'll also tweet it. I'll also say it on Facebook. I'll probably say it everywhere that I'm at where you can watch the live stream, because the event starts at 6 p.m. And as of yesterday, when we had our rehearsal, I am scheduled to be the first speaker. I'm supposed to go first. So unless the schedule changes, I think I'm going to be the first speaker tomorrow, but it's 10 people speaking, so you want to see all of them. But if they live stream, I will let y'all know. If they don't live stream, the video will be up on the TEDx YouTube channel, not on my channel, because y'all know with TED Talks, people want to get a whole bunch of views to that one video. So if a bunch of people upload it, then all the views going to be splintered amongst different people. So all the video views will go to there, but of course I will let you know, because it's my TED Talk. Of course I'm gonna let you know where to find it. So I'm gonna make an easy link that everybody can go to. I'm gonna announce it on YouTube. I'm announcing it on all social media. I'm announcing it on here. I'm going to announce it on my email, and I'm going to ask y'all to share it so that everybody clicks on as many times as possible, because I want to get that one video viewed as many times as possible, because doing a great TED Talk and getting it seen by a lot of people can change a lot of things in somebody's life and somebody's business. So that's what I'm aiming to do. Let's keep it real. Now, I'm talking about self-discipline. Who is that? MJ Satumba. I'm talking about self-discipline tomorrow. I will live stream before the event. I'm not going to be live streaming during. They're going to live stream maybe, or maybe they won't. All right, so that's the situation with Ted. I will talk about it more tomorrow, but let's get into the topic that we're here for today. And can y'all please tap the screen and give me some hearts while we talking? I want to have a heart attack here on Periscope. I'm almost at 500,000 hearts here on Periscope, and as crazy as I don't even have 1,000 people follow me, but I got almost 500,000 hearts. That means that the people who are following are super engaged in what I'm saying. So I really appreciate those of you who have been doing that. Kun, I appreciate you. I don't know what you're laughing at, but I appreciate you for laughing. I appreciate you for contributing to the conversation here. And everybody who's watching this now, you could also swipe to the right, share this on your Twitter feeds, let people know what we're talking about right now. What's going on, DDRGida03? Tell me your real name so I can say that differently. And here's the number one heart person right here, Raider Nation Raw. If y'all don't know Raider Nation Raw, this dude has contributed. If I got 500,000 hearts on Periscope, Raider Nation, how many hearts have you actually contributed individually, if you had to estimate? TB Briggs, what's going on? Paul the Ball, thank you for sharing. That's your real name, or how do you? I guess I can't ask you how to pronounce it. Didar Gita. All right, got it. Yeah, heart attack. Yeah, heart attack means heart. And Raider Nation said he's contributed 99% of those hearts. He's close. He's contributed probably more hearts than anybody, I had to say. So he's in here. I know he's going to lead the cause. Everybody, please tap the screen if you like what I'm saying. Now, but let's get into the topic without further ado. Oftentimes, I do this weekly motivation series, y'all, on my YouTube channel, which is workonyourga.me. Work on your game. That's .me. Work on your game. That's my YouTube channel. Coach Kev said he did too. Well, listen, why don't both of y'all just do 500,000 each, and then I'll be at 1 million. Then I'll be happy. Everybody be happy, and both of y'all will get the credit. Now, look. I did a weekly motivation video. Thank you, D-Darg. He said I'm amazing. Well, y'all saw the comment. I ain't got to read it. But listen, I do a weekly motivation series every week on my YouTube channel. I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years now. I'm up to like 260 some videos on weekly motivation. I think it was like number 4 or number 5 back in 2010. I made this video talking about being realistic. And have any of you ever heard somebody use the phrase be realistic, or you need to be more realistic, or I need to be more realistic? Have any of you ever used that phrase or had somebody say it to you? And usually, tell me what happens when somebody's using that phrase. Y'all tell me if I'm right or wrong on this. When somebody's telling you that you need to be realistic, or somebody's saying that they need to be realistic, or somebody's talking about a possibility or an ambition or an idea or a goal, and they say, well, I got to be realistic. Usually that means they're taking their idea from here to here, right? Is that true or not true? When people say I need to be realistic, or they say you need to be realistic, or I need to make my goals more realistic, usually they're taking themselves from up here to down here. That means they need to lower their goals, lower their ambitions. I need to bring myself down. I can't be that good. I can't do that thing. I need to be more realistic, which basically means, in a nutshell, I need to be more negative about what I can possibly be. I need to be more cynical. I need to think less of myself. I need to lower what I think is possible for me and my life and my actions and my business and my sport and who I am as a person. Can anybody confirm or deny what I just said? Can somebody tell me if that's accurate or if that's not accurate before I get into the rest of this? Because depending on if y'all agree with that, all right, so everybody confirms that, right? When somebody says I need to be realistic, usually means let me be a little bit worse, right? That basically means whatever I think I could do, let me make it worse. However much money I think I'm gonna make, let me make that number. Let me cut that number in half. Somebody says they want to do something, let me tell them why they can't do it. They got to be realistic. Let me tell them why that's not possible. Let's lower that person a little bit, bring them out of the clouds a little bit. I'm really happy with the way Periscope improved the video quality. This is going to help me a lot. But anyway, and I told people in that weekly motivation video, being realistic, first of all, usually people use that as a negative thing. So when someone's telling you to be realistic, usually it's because you're trying to do something that they themselves don't believe they are capable of. So they're telling you the only thing they know, which is to be less ambitious, to lower your goals, not have such a high vision, because they can't understand having a vision that high. So they telling you the only thing that they know, which is have a vision, which is down here. All of y'all understand that. All right, so Raider Nation said he gave me 500 hearts yesterday. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, keep doing it. But I can't interrupt the stream. I got to make sure I get the stream of consciousness I got going here. Y'all know how I get. Now, Now see, I lost it already. Now back to the topic that I was saying. Usually when people say be realistic, they bring you down to where they at. And the number one thing I try to explain to people is when somebody tells you to be realistic and they're bringing you down, yes, this is going up on YouTube, absolutely. Anytime you see me shooting a wide way like this, it's going on YouTube. Now, usually when people tell you be realistic, we sometimes think they're a negative person or they're a hater or they're negative or they're trying to stop me, they're trying to slow me down, they're trying to pull me back from being who I want to be. One thing that I've explained already is that you have to understand that when somebody's telling you to be realistic, they're telling you to lower yourself from up here to down here, it's not because they want you to fail. It's not because they don't want you to do well. It's not because they're a hater. It's not because of any of that. It's because people can only give you advice to do what they know how to do. So if you talk to somebody who the most money they ever made was $20,000 a year, and you tell them that you want to be a billionaire, they're not really going to understand that. They're going to tell you, yo, be more realistic, because they can't understand how somebody could possibly get to that number if they used to be in at that number. Now, there are exceptions to this. You might be making $20,000 right now and believe you can be a billionaire, and you're on your way. You're taking actions to get to that point. So I understand there are exceptions to everything. Just follow the example that I'm using. If you talk to a billionaire, you say you want to be a millionaire, a billionaire will say, yo, be more realistic. See if you can be a billionaire. They're going to tell you raise it up. So depending on the person that you're talking to, relatively speaking with each person, what's up, Ash Kardash, just checking into the room. Relatively speaking to the person you're talking to, realistic for one person can be moving up. Realistic for another person can be moving down. So if you know somebody who is super successful, let's say your ambitions are right here, and you know somebody who's super successful, they've done way more than you, twice as much as you, 10 times as much as you, and you share your ideas and goals with them, they're going to say, yo, be more realistic, raise those up, double your goals, multiply everything you want to do by 1,000. Y'all understand that? That's what a person who's done better than you is going to say. But when you're here and you're talking to somebody who's worse than you, what are they going to tell you? They're going to tell you, yo, lower everything down. Be more realistic, because realistic for them is down here. Understand that? But this is what you got to understand. This is the hard part. This is one of the hard parts you got to understand about this, y'all. When you're right here, you got to understand that 95% of human beings, what's up, the Fro King? 95% of human beings, ladies and gentlemen, are the people who are going to tell you to go down, because 95% of people are what? Average. 95% of people are average. 95% of people do not want to raise their goals and ambitions for several reasons. Number one is a lot of work. If you take whatever goals you got right now and you want to raise them up, guess what? It's going to take a whole lot of effort, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of work. A lot of people just don't want to work on their games. People just don't want to work. Work takes energy. Work takes effort. Work takes time. People do not want to do those things. So that's one reason why people don't want to raise their goals. That's why 95% of people are average, because they don't want to work. Here's another reason why people are average, because most people are afraid of what somebody else is going to say about them if and when they try to raise their ambitions really high. They're afraid that somebody's going to say, who do you think you are? They're afraid that somebody's going to say, you need to be realistic. They're afraid that somebody's going to say, yo, that's not going to work. And they're worried about people watching them, hoping that they fail. Because a lot of average people, when you try to become above average, you try to become exceptional, they're going to hope that you fail, because if you succeed, you know what happens? You're representing what they could be, but they're not willing to be. And people don't want to face that reality. And we're talking about the topic of reality today, and I didn't even get to what I'm going to say just yet about reality. Jomo, catch the replay, definitely, and also on YouTube. People, when you get above average, you become exceptional, you start achieving things that are exceptional. All the people down here who are average, now they're like, damn, I must be an asshole, because this person is human just like me. They got a heart just like me, a skeleton just like me, 10 fingers, 10 toes just like me, and they did what I could have did, but I just wasn't willing to do it. So people don't want to see you go from here to here, because you're leaving them behind, number one, and number two, you represent like, hey, it can be done. So now somebody else is going to come look and say, oh, well, this person moved up, but Steve moved up, but all of y'all still down here. So what the hell is wrong with all of y'all? If Steve could do it, why didn't any of you do it? Because they didn't want to work. They were worried about what somebody else was going to say. So a lot of people will try to pull you down subconsciously, or even overtly. They'll try to stop you from moving up to an exceptional level, because your success represents not just your success, but their failure, their lack of ability, or their lack of commitment, their lack of decision to actually putting in the work to get to that next level. And here's another thing. Here's another reason why most people will tell you not to raise up your level, not to go to a higher level. Number one, we already know people don't want to work. Number two, people know that you doing well will represent them not doing anything. And the number three reason is this. people are just conditioned to be failures. People are conditioned to be average. People are conditioned to be losers. I mean, let's just call it what it is. All right. Can we just have some straight conversation here? Those of you who watch me for the first time, maybe you only seen me a few times, and haven't really heard me talk extensively. Just to let you know, this is just the way that I communicate. I like to be very direct with people. I like to tell people exactly what it is. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to blow any smoke up your ass. I'm going to give you the truth. If you come to me with a question and you tell me your situation, I'm not going to tell you something to make you feel good. I'm going to tell you something that's absolutely the truth, because I have no vested interest in making you feel good or making you feel bad. I'm just going to tell you what it is, and you can take it with you, whether it's going to help you, whether it doesn't. It's really based on what you decide to do with the information. So that's what I'm going to do here, all right? So this is the first time you see me on Periscope, D-Dog, so you got an idea of how I do. So that's how I communicate, ladies and gentlemen, just in case any of you were not aware of that. So let me say this. When people who are losers, people who are average, and just so you know how to define that, as a person who has no goals. Success means you are attaining and going after goals. So if somebody doesn't have goals, or they're not going after any goals, they don't know what they're doing in life, that person's a loser. That person is a failure. So that's a quick, easy way. What do they call it? I forget what they call it, like a thumbnail way, not a thumbnail. I forget what it is. But this is a simple way for you to identify a person who's a loser, or a person you need to get away from immediately. Go away from them as soon as possible. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You know how you play Monopoly and it says go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. That's what you do when no, not sore thumb. That's not what I can't think of the word. But if you get around a loser, a person who has no goals, they don't know where they're going. Yesterday, I'm going to tell you a story. I was in this pretzel shop yesterday. And this dude, no, that's not the word either, Steve, but thank you for the offer. Yesterday, I was in this pretzel shop. There's this dude that works in the pretzel shop. And he always works there, because I go there all the time. Not all the time, but I go there like once a month. And I always see this guy. I'm talking to him, and I'm like, yo, what's up with you? What you doing next? And he was like, I'm about to quit this job because I got a job at this country club. I'm going to be a server at a country club. And I'm like, all right, cool. Can y'all see me? Is the video shaking up a little bit? All right, cool. All right, smooth again. So I was like, what you gonna do next? He said, I'm about to go work at this country club. They're giving me more money. I gotta work a little bit less hours. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, what's next for you? What do you really want to do? Because I know nobody grows up saying I want to work in a pretzel shop. Nobody grows up saying I want to be a server at the country club, even though it might be a nice job and maybe they paying you more than you was getting paid. Nobody grows up with that as their ambition, I don't think. If there's anybody here that can tell me I'm wrong about that, tell me. But I said to him, well, what do you really want to do? Like, in the next 3 to 5 years, where do you see yourself going? And this is actually, now that I brought that up, this is a good question y'all could ask anybody. If you see somebody, if you're talking to somebody and you can't decide, you can't really figure if they're a loser or if they're a successful individual, ask them this question. What's next for you? Where do you see yourself going in the next 3 to 5 years? Ask anybody that question. If they don't have an answer, they better be working on getting one. If they don't have an answer to that, they're probably a loser. Where do you see yourself going in the next 3 to 5 years? And they don't even have to be working on it. They could be 0% of the way towards it. They could be somebody who has no job and is homeless, but they say, I'm going to be a millionaire. You don't see how, but at least they got a vision. All right, that's something. But when you talk to somebody and say, where are you going to be in the next 3 to 5 years? And they're like, I don't know. I have no idea. This is the next question I asked him. He said, I don't know. He said, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go work at this job. I said, yeah, I see you getting a better job that pays you a little bit more. You work less hours. But, I mean, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? And he was like, yeah, I don't know. I never really thought about it. And I said to him, here's the next question you could ask somebody. What's up, OMG Dame? Brianna Ayer, what's going on? So listen, this is what... This is what you could say to somebody next. If they say, I don't know, like, what you want to do with your life, and they're like, I don't know, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Here's the next thing you say to them. I asked them the $1 million question. $1 million question is this. If you had, not even $1 million, let's say $100 million. Let's say you had $100 million, right? If you had $100 million in your bank account tomorrow, this is what I'm saying to this guy. His name's Chris. I said, Chris, if you had $100 million in your bank account tomorrow morning, which means you don't have to work anymore, you could do whatever you want to do, what would you do? And he said the usual stuff people who really have no idea. He's like, I go on vacation, I travel the world, I go to the beach. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Everybody would do that. Let's say you go on vacation for 30 days. Let's say you've been working hard your whole life. You're going to go a 30-day vacation. All right, you travel the world. You saw the Eiffel Tower. You climbed the mountain. You went into the beach. You went and partied in Vegas. You went and did all those things. All right, you got all that out the way. Let's say you did it for 30 days. You did it for a year, whatever. after all that's done, what are you actually going to do? That's what I asked him. I said, listen, there's only so long you can sit on the beach and party and drink mimosas. What are you actually going to do with your life? What's your reason for waking up in the morning? It can't be to lay on the beach, all right, because then you'll die. If you ain't got no reason to get up, your heart will take that message literally and it will stop beating. So I said to him, what would you actually do? And he didn't really know. He had no idea what he would do. He had never really considered the question. And I actually forwarded him. I found a free PDF version of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad that I talk about all the time. I found him a free PDF and I texted to him right there on the spot. I said, listen, dude, read that book. All right. I don't know. I don't have anything to tell you what to do business wise, but just read that book and get some direction in your life. Because he's a loser. This guy's a loser. I'm just going to tell y'all straight up. He's a loser because I've had more than one conversation with this guy. And he can't make decisions. He's the type of dude who can't make decisions. He hems and haws on everything. He has no vision where he wants to be. He has no idea where he's going in life. He's just kind of sleepwalking through life. Like, you ever be outside driving somewhere or walking somewhere and you see somebody who's just walking, but it's obvious they're not going nowhere. They just walking, and you can tell that they really don't know where they're walking. They just walking to be walking. That's him. This guy, Chris, he's just walking to be walking. He has no idea where he's going. He has no reason why he's going there. And he has no idea where he's headed. He is a loser. That's the definition of a loser, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it doesn't necessarily, it's not about him making him feel bad. He's probably not even watching this. It's not about making him feel bad. This is for all of you to be able to identify the people who are around you. Because if you're around losers, they will pull you down. They will pull down your average. It's just like, look. Let's say you become the average of the 5 people you hang around, right? So if you got 4 people who are all at 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. So far, your average is 100, right? But you put 1 0 in that group. Now the 5 of you together, average together becomes what? An 80. Your average went from 100 to 80 because you let 1 0 get in your circle. So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a loser around you, you got a loser in your circle, or consuming loser information, like I talked about this morning on the scope. If y'all didn't catch my Periscope this morning, watch that after you watch this, or after the next couple that I do right here. Watch it within 24 hours. If you have losers around you, it brings your average down dramatically. If you got 4 people who are 100, you add 1 0, now your average becomes 80. You understand that? If you got 4 people who are zeros and you put 100 in there, their average goes from 0 to 20 just because you got 100. But guess what? That 100 will slowly drift down to a 20. And all of a sudden, that average is what? What's 20 divided by 5? 4. Now your average is 4. That's slowly going to turn into 0. You will become a loser. Get the negative 0 people out of your lives. As a matter of fact, I know a lot of y'all not fans of Diddy, but when you get off this, when you finish watching the stream, after I do this stream, y'all, go to Facebook, right, and look up Diddy. He did this video where he was talking about his album that he just put out. It's the last one he just put out. It says, "You are the company you keep. Stay close to the money. Someone who needs this MMM motivation. Watch MMM Chapter 6. What's going on, Maybelline? What's going on? Watch this video." And it's not a rap song, so if you don't like Diddy's rap, it don't matter. It's not about rap. All right, understand that. It's not about rap music. He's not selling anything. Go to his Facebook page and watch that video and listen to what he's saying. It's not about what he's doing. You don't have to be a music business mogul. You don't need to be I'm going to repeat it in 1 second. Poe Man, Tyrone. You don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to like Diddy. It don't even matter. It's on his Facebook page, Diddy. Y'all know Diddy, Diddy. Go to his Facebook page. There's a video on there. He got it tagged at the top of his page, so it's right there at the top. If you go to it, see that little yellow banner there? That means that it's stuck to the top of his page. Go to that page and watch this video. You don't have to watch it right now. Don't watch it right now because then you will miss out on what I'm saying. But watch that video, because what it is not about rap, it's not about music, it's not about none of that. It's the mentality of it. Listen to what he's saying, and if you can copy that mentality, it will energize you to do whatever you want to do in life. Because one of the things he says, I'm not going to get a whole video away. One of the things he says is, listen, I'm not hanging around people who are broke. He said, if there's a billionaire somewhere in the world who's alive, tell me where the billionaire's at. I want to get around the money. I want to be around a guy who got $1 billion, because I need more than everybody. That's just his mentality. He was like, listen, I don't stop. I keep going. I got to get to it. This is on Facebook. Just look up Diddy on Facebook. All y'all got Facebook, go to the search bar and type in Diddy. It's his page. He probably got 50 million followers. Just click on that page. Watch that video. Not right now, because then you're going to miss out on what I'm saying. And his video is going to be there. you got to catch this. But watch that video just to get the mentality. Now, going back to this realistic thing, ladies and gentlemen. This realistic thing. There is one exception to being realistic. Actually, let me preface that by saying this. People, just to recap what I said. People only tell you to be realistic when they're trying to bring you down. They want to bring your ambitions down, or they're bringing their own selves down. Like, you ever had a friend say, yo, you know what, I want to do X, Y, Z, but, you know, I need to be realistic. So let me cut that whole goal in half. Or let me think a little bit less of who I can be. You're like, you know what, I really want to date that girl. I really want to date that girl who's over on the other side of the bar. But you know what, I need to be realistic. I don't think I can do it. I think she might be out of my league. Let me not do that. Do y'all understand that? So a lot of people do this realistic thing. They're like, I want to be realistic, and they bring everything down. But there is, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, there is one exception to this realistic thing. And most of the time I tell people, don't even use the word realistic. Because realistic, usually, as I just said, is people saying a bunch of stuff to pull themselves down, lower their ambitions, basically make themselves come closer to being a loser. It doesn't make you a loser, but you basically moving closer towards being one every time you use realistic. You understand that? But there is one time where you do want to be realistic. Okay? I'm going to tell you what that is. There is one time in life that you do need to be realistic, and this is when it is. You need to be realistic when you're trying to figure out where you're going next. When you're looking at your goal, whatever your goal is, because your goal is something that you haven't attained yet, right? That's why it's a goal. Can't be a goal if you already did it. A goal is something that you're looking to attain. You haven't gotten there yet, but you want to get there. You must be realistic when you are assessing where you are right now. You must be realistic about where you are now in order to map the path, in order to strategize to get from point A to point Z, which is your goal. You understand that? You must be realistic about it. And I'm going to give you an example of what this is. Let's say, first I'll give you an analogy, then I'll give you an example. Let's say you called up, and I talked about that this morning. Let's say you called United Airlines. You want to get a flight. I call United Air. I'm in Miami, right? So if I call United Airlines and say, hey, listen, United, I need a flight to Seattle first thing tomorrow morning. Person on the phone say, of course, Mr. Baldwin, where are you at so I can get you your flight to Seattle? We know you want to get to Seattle before 12 o'clock. Where are you at right now? And I said, I'm in Chicago. All right. And I told them I was in Chicago. They got me a flight from Chicago to Seattle. Tomorrow morning, am I going to be able to get to Seattle? Now, unless I drive to Chicago right now, I'm not going to make it, right? I'm not going to make it to Seattle. Why? Because I was unrealistic about where I'm at. I didn't tell them where I was really at. I told them I was in Chicago when I'm actually in Miami. And now when that flight leaves Chicago and goes to Seattle, am I going to be on that plane? Absolutely not, because I was unrealistic about where I'm at right now. And let me give y'all an example. This is what happens to me. Now, my background is as a pro athlete. I played basketball overseas for 9 years. So I got a lot of videos online, a lot of content online that's about playing basketball. I get a lot of players coming to me asking me, how do I make the team in the pros? How do I make it in college? How do I make it in high school? Now, around this time of year is high school tryouts time. So I get a lot of questions about basketball tryouts. And this is the message that I get I get this message hundreds of times every fall. A player comes to me and says, Dre, I have this skill, that skill, and the third skill. I can dribble, I can shoot, I can pass, I can jump. I got super high basketball IQ. And then I tried out for the basketball team, and I did everything right. I made this many shots. Like, they actually tell me their stats from tryouts, like how many shots they made, how many shots they missed, how many rebounds. Like, they're keeping track of their stats in their heads. And they tell me all these stats from their tryouts, and they like, but despite all of these great things I did, Dre, I did not make the basketball team. What's wrong? What happened? What should I say to the coach? Or they don't even often even ask me a question. They just want to blow steam. Like, yo, the coach is a hater. Everything is politics. He didn't pick me because I'm not buddy with him. The team, they already knew who their team was before tryouts. I'm just mad. I think I want to quit basketball. I don't know what to do. All right. Most of these players are being unrealistic. All right. Most of these players, yeah, why would I care about their stats? I don't care about their stats, but they tell me. Most of these players are being unrealistic, and they're being unrealistic not about their stats. I don't know if they actually did it or not. How would I know? But it doesn't even matter. Most of these players are being unrealistic about where they're at. They tell me how good they are, how great these players, how great they are, how great their stats are, how many attributes they got, and how just unbelievable they are at basketball. But despite all that, I didn't make the basketball team. And I say to them straight up, I'm like, look, dude, if you're as good as you say you are, not making this team is not a big deal. It's kind of like if LeBron James went and tried out for the Dallas Mavericks and they didn't pick him up, is he going to get mad? Is he going to go cry? No. All he got to do is go, all right, now I'm going to go to the Houston Rockets. The Rockets don't want me, all right, I'm going to go to the Spurs. Eventually, somebody's going to pick him up. Why? Because he's LeBron James, because he has so much game, somebody's going to see value in it. And what I say to players is, listen, if you're as good as you say you are, somebody's going to see value in what you can do, and they're going to pick you up. All right, you'll eventually get picked up by somebody. And a lot of people in life, not even talking basketball anymore, a lot of people in life are so unrealistic about where they are, that's why they never get to where they want to go. If you are too unrealistic about where you are, actually, if you're unrealistic, period, about where you are, you can never get to where you want to go. I remember one time I knew this female, right? And she was like, Dre, she knew I worked out all the time. She said, Dre, you work out all the time. Can we go to the gym together one day and you show me how to... No, actually, she didn't want one day. She wanted me to go to the gym with her like twice a week. She's like, can I come to the gym that you go to twice a week and you show me, because the building we live in had a gym. She was like, can I come with you to the gym twice a week and you just show me some workouts I can do so I can start getting in shape? If she wanted to get in shape, she had never worked out. And I'm like, sure, we'll go to the gym together. I'll show you some workouts. I'll show you how the machines work. I'll show you how to do some workouts with the weights, some stuff you could do on your own. And you just understand everything I'm saying, absorb what I'm telling you so that one day when I'm not around, you can do it on your own. What's going on? Leah76 checking in from the UK. Shout out to everybody in the UK, man. And I said, all right, I'll go to the gym with you so I can show you. Leah, we here talking about being realistic, right? All right, so I said, I'm going to come to the gym with you, show you what to do. So before we even get to the gym, this is what this girl says to me. She says, Dre, listen, I've never worked out before. But, and mind you, we live in Miami, so I got to understand people are very vain. There are a lot of vain people in Miami. And she said, I don't want to become one of those big muscular girls who look like a man because they got all these shoulder muscles and arm muscles and leg muscles. I don't want to be one of those gym girls who got all those big muscles, Dre. So I just want to make sure I tell you that before we go to the gym. And I'm looking at her like listen, lady, you haven't touched one weight yet and you worried about having too many muscles. Listen, you haven't done anything yet. You haven't done any work and you worried about having too many muscles. It's kind of like somebody saying, it's kind of like somebody going to Foot Locker and they trying on a pair of running shoes. They never ran before. They like, yo, I don't want to wear these sneakers down. How long are they going to last? I'm like, yo, you haven't run not 1 mile yet. You worried about running the sneakers down? And I said to this girl, as soon as she said that, I'm like, yo, you haven't lifted a single weight yet, but you worried about getting too many muscles? Are you kidding me? You know how long it takes for those gym girls to get muscular like that? To have all those muscles, to have the bodies that they have? That takes time. It takes years of work. Don't you see how they in the gym every day? Don't you see how they're always working out? How they're always eating certain ways and things like that? Don't get ahead of yourself. It's kind of like I talked about for basketball players before. I get basketball players who are in 9th grade talking about, Dre, I'm trying to get myself set up so I can go play in the D League after college. What are the steps that I need to take? I'm like, the steps you need to take is to sit your ass down and be in 9th grade and do something in high school before you could get before college. And then maybe if you're good, you might get a shot at playing professional basketball. But you talking about playing overseas or the D League when you're in 9th grade? Yo, make the team in 9th grade first, then talk about that. So some people, they get so far ahead of themselves of where they are and what they're doing that they don't even get realistic enough about their exact where they are right now, their current position. And then they can never get to where they want to go. And guess what? That exact female, I know who she is. She ain't got no muscles now either. All right, it's been, she still ain't got no muscles. It's been how many years? How many years ago was that? That had to be like 3 or 4 years ago. She still ain't got no muscles. People are saying that, can people see me? Is the connection good? Are we good? Can y'all still hear me, see me, everything straight? Shout out to everybody watching this on YouTube too, and the people watching this on replay. Everybody, now we got, the connection's good? Cool. All right. So in Miami, like I said, people are very vain. So this girl never lifted no weights in her life talking about, I don't want to get too muscular. I don't want to look like one of those gym girls. I'm like, yo, you ain't never even been in the gym. How you going to be a gym girl? You ain't never been to the gym. You don't even know how to get there. That's why I'm going with you. You talking about you don't want to get too big of a muscles. All right, and here's the other thing. When we talk about being realistic, ladies and gentlemen, every one of you has goals, because you wouldn't be watching this stream right now if you didn't have goals. And if you are watching this and you have no goals, you should leave this stream and go watch somebody, walking their dog or something. because this is not the place for you. We talk about goals. I'm talking about empowerment. I'm talking about people who actually want to do something. That's who I talk to whenever I turn on the camera, whenever I do a YouTube video, a Periscope video, a Facebook post, a tweet. I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to people who want to get something done. All right, I'm not just out here just wasting time. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to give you something useful, everybody. Tony105, I appreciate you saying hi, but you can't be using that language here. We got to get rid of you. I don't know what it is with Russians. Do they not know that word is a no-no? All right, but anyway, let's get back to the topic. It don't even matter. It doesn't matter? No, it doesn't matter. All right, look. You got to be realistic about where you at. If you want to go to Los Angeles and you in Miami, don't lie to yourself and say you in Atlanta. Don't lie and say you're in Chicago. Don't lie and say you're in New York. Don't lie and say you're in San Francisco and you only got to drive. You don't even need a flight. If you need to get to Los Angeles, don't trick yourself into believing that you're in Vegas and you could drive there in 4 hours when you're really in Miami and it's a 5-hour flight. You got to be honest about where you at right now, because if you're dishonest with yourself, and it's not about telling me, it's not about putting it on social media, it's not about answering to nobody. All right, none of y'all have to answer to me. You ain't got to answer to nobody. If you're an adult, you ain't got to answer to nobody. Now, if you're a kid, you might have to answer to your parents. But that's it. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't have to tell nobody what your goals are. You can keep them to yourself. But you got to be real with yourself. If you're dishonest with yourself, you're unrealistic with yourself about where you're at, that's the exact reason why you're not getting to where you want to go. Because you can't take a flight from Atlanta to LA if you are in Miami. You can't take a flight from Chicago to Philly if you're in Nebraska. You can't take a flight from Houston to Minneapolis if you are in Detroit. You got to be real about where you at right now. So you say, okay, this is where I'm at, and these are the things I need to do. These are the steps I need to take. These are the people I need to seek out. This is the information I need to acquire so I can start taking the steps to get me to where I want to be. This is the person I need to start becoming so I can get to where I want to be. Because people come to me and they say, you got the be, do, have principle. You got to become the person first, then do the actions, then you get to have the rewards. And people say, well, I'm already that person. Well, why aren't you doing the actions? See, if you're not doing the actions, it's because you haven't become the person yet. You got to become the person first, then do the actions. As people come to me and say, hey, I did this, this, and this. They tell me all the things they did. I say the reason why all the things you're doing are still not getting you to the have part, because you skipped step one, which is the be part. And I'm going to do a completely different video about that because I really want to go into detail about it. I did this morning, but I want to do it even better than I did it this morning. And y'all ain't gonna believe how many books I'm gonna put out in the next 10 years. It's gonna be ridiculous. I'm gonna be like John Maxwell. Y'all know who John Maxwell is? But anyway, let's get back to the topic. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude this topic, because I think I'm gonna do another Periscope stream. I'm feeling good today. We're gonna do another one. And I was just talking to this guy. I was talking to a bunch of people from my Toastmasters group today. Y'all know what Toastmasters is. Toastmasters is like a public speaking group. You can Google it and look up what Toastmasters is. I was talking to this guy who came in last week, right? It's the first time we had met. And I was sitting in the audience like a regular member of the group last week. And I got called up for this impromptu session called Table Topics. It's like where somebody asks a question and then they call on a random person and you just come up and answer whatever question that is. I'm at 500 hearts. Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for getting me to 500, especially my guy, Raider Nation Raw, and everybody else who's tapping the screen, even if you tapped it once. But shout out to Raider Nation Raw. You the real MVP. Now, this guy I was talking to I was talking to him on the phone. He had saw me for the first time. He hadn't even been to our group since I had been a member. And he was like, Dre, I wanted to learn how you got into speaking so well, because I was telling him I'm doing a TED Talk tomorrow. He was like, I'm trying to get into doing TED too. And last week when you got up on the stage, I didn't know who was who, but when you got up there and started talking, I was like, this guy must be in charge. It's just because of the sound of his voice and the way that he talks. I'm not telling y'all that to impress you, but to impress upon you. I was able to develop this because I do these every damn day. How many of y'all been following me for a while on Periscope? Y'all know I do these every day, right? I get on Periscope every day. How many of y'all been following me on YouTube for a while? Y'all know I do YouTube videos every day. I do this stuff every day, man. I write every day. I speak every day. Even if I'm speaking to people on camera, this is speaking. I'm talking to a group of people. I'm talking to an audience. And I don't say that to impress you about I'm so disciplined, I am disciplined, or I'm so skilled. I got good at it because I do it every single day. Anything you do every day, I guarantee you'll be great at it. You do anything every day for the next 10 years, you're great at it. How many people here are great at brushing their teeth? Everybody. Why? Because you do it every day. How many people are great at tying their shoes? How many of you can tie your shoes with your eyes closed? You ever thought about that? How you could tie your shoes with your eyes closed? How is that? That's because you do it every single day to the point that you ain't even got to think about it no more. You could tie somebody else's shoes. All right, you can see a pair of shoes that you ain't never even seen before, but as long as they got laces, you can tie them up without even thinking about it. Why? Because you do it every single day. How many of you got to think about breathing? How many of you got to think about how to chew food or to swallow something if you're eating or to drink something? You know how to do it because you do it every single day. If you create routines, if you create a discipline of doing anything every single day, I guarantee you will be great at it, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Kev says it's one of my top 3 streams of all time. Definitely. That's why we get making sure this one goes on YouTube. Shout out to Periscope for improving the video quality. Can y'all do the hand clapping? What do they call it? Emoji. Just for Periscope, because they finally improved the video quality. This is going to help me make better videos, not only on Periscope, but also on that I can put these to YouTube, because they was looking really bad when I put them on YouTube because the lighting was terrible. But now the lighting is great. Thank you everybody for the hand claps. Let me see if I can get a screenshot of that. I just screenshot. Oh, y'all see the camera there? Yo, y'all know if y'all take a screenshot, if you take a screenshot of the screen, the camera where the hearts are, y'all see those hearts? It'll actually be a camera if you take a screenshot. So if somebody takes a screenshot right now, please. Thank you everybody for the hand claps. And thank you everybody. Let me give y'all a round of applause because y'all gave me 500,000 hearts. I really do appreciate that. Everybody here who got me to 500,000 hearts. We have 500,000 because I can't give myself hearts. I can tap the screen as much as I want. All I was going to do is flip the camera back and forth. I can't give myself hearts. So those hearts came from all of you supporting and for you actually liking what I had to say. Because if you didn't like what I had to say, you wouldn't be doing this. So thank you. They say they're trying to get me to 1 million. Well, there's a bunch of people who already do have 1 million actually, but let's get me to 1 million. Let's just focus on what I'm doing here. Yes, let's just definitely get to 1 million. I guarantee if y'all get me to 1 million hearts, it's only going to be because I'm delivering you useful, empowering content that is going to help you when you get off of here to do things better in your life, to think better, be better, and live better. Yo, let's get to 1 billion hearts. I'm at 502,000. Oh yeah, 502,000, baby. You know, sometimes I'll be having a lot of hearts during the stream, but then when the stream ends, Periscope changes the number and it goes down a little bit. Because one time I thought I had like 100,000, then I looked at it, it was like 95,000. So hopefully that number stays. Poleman Tyrone said longer vids equal extra hearts. Ona Love 20 asks, what do the hearts mean? LOL. Can somebody please explain to her what the hearts mean? Can somebody explain to the commenter, Ona, what's your real name? Is that your actual name, Ona? And where you checking in from, Ona? I'm gonna let everybody in here tell you what the hearts actually mean. If you just check the comment. Kiona. All right, Kiona. Kiona, please everybody tell Kiona what the hearts mean. It means you love what he's saying. Yeah, it means Dre has fans. It means basically, Kiona, you take your finger, you just tap the screen of your phone, and the hearts come up. That's your way of letting me know that you like what I'm saying. That's the way of letting everybody else know that what I'm saying is actually useful to you. You value what I got to say. Or hey, maybe you just like the way I look. If you like the way I look, that's a good reason to hit the hearts too. So whatever works for you. All right, pick and choose how you want to do it. As long as you tap in the screen, I'm happy. All right. So everybody explain that to Kiona. Thank you. Masha, what's going on? Yes, I will take questions. Can we take any questions, ladies and gentlemen? I do have questions. Ann Rains, Coach Kev, Wonder Woman said I look great. Then you should be tapping the screen right now. Please tap the screen till your fingers start hurting. When I come out to California, Raider Nation said I should hit him up. All right, no doubt. You need to holler at my dude Nightwing. You in the Bay Area? Holler at my dude Nightwing out there. He does the hoop sessions. I'm doing fantastic, Masha. I've been talking on here. How long has this stream been going? About 30 minutes? Beth asked me, how do you expand your vocabulary? Yes, read books. Read books and write. You'll get better at your vocabulary by writing. How do you respond to realistic people when they talk to you? Just understand who they are and get away from them as quickly as you can. Just get away from those people. If you got realistic people around you, get away from them. Expanding your vocabulary, as I said, read books and also write. Even if you're a terrible writer, the only way you're going to get good at it is by writing more often. How much do I weigh? What kind of question is that? Can we stay on topic, please, ladies and gentlemen? You in San Jose? Yeah, that's close. Last time I was in the Bay, I was in Sunnyvale. I stayed in Sunnyvale, and I was balling with Nightwing. I think he lives in like Sunnyvale. That's close to San Jose. How do you become more positive? Read books that are positive. Read books about positive topics. How can a coach teach basketball if he's never played? You say you can't teach what you don't know. I do believe that, but you can know coaching. Now, see, that's a different thing. You can know coaching. You don't have to be a player to coach, because playing and coaching is two different things, right? Because you could be a great player and a terrible coach. How many examples have we seen of that? Remember Magic Johnson was trying to coach and he sucked? just because you play doesn't mean that you can coach, and just because you coach don't mean you have to have played. So you can learn coaching. Read books about coaching. Read Phil Jackson's book. Read I don't know where Nightwing Ball's at. He got some school that he was playing at. Just hit him up. Hit Nightwing up on Twitter, and he'll tell you, or Instagram. Matter of fact, you get him. How do you get better at shooting? Practice. How do you get better at anything, really, ladies and gentlemen? Just practicing. Coach K, yeah, any coach who wrote a book. I didn't read a lot of coaches' books, but any coach who wrote a book who's good, who you consider to be good, read that person's book and listen to what they're saying. And they write books. A lot of them write books about leadership. It's kind of like a broader view of things. But there are coaches who actually write books about actual coaching, like X's and O's and how to work with teams and put together your practices. There are coaches who write books about that stuff. So go get the information, ladies and gentlemen. I talked about that the other day. The information is out there, y'all. Books, Periscope. What else is there? Life Coach SJ. What's going on, Life Coach? Where you checking in from? Was there ever... All this information is out there, ladies and gentlemen, so you just got to go get it. Was there a situation where I should have been realistic, but I wasn't? Not that I can think of. All right. I don't know why I thought that was Jersey, SJ. I guess because it's South Jersey. I'm from Philadelphia, so pleased to meet you. I'm from Mount Airy. Shout out to everybody in Jersey, the tri-state area, Philly, Delaware, New Jersey, New York. Shout out to everybody in the northeastern United States. Oh, he's from North Jersey. All right, so I thought SJ meant South Jersey. All right, there's a book called Mindsets that Jigard said. Just a reminder, I didn't see what that said. How do I feel about what's going on in Missouri? I don't know the details of it, but I see that the students took a stand and they got what they wanted to get. So that's a win for a group of people. That's a win for democracy, pretty much. That's what it is democracy. A couple people left comments that I just missed there. Can somebody repost their comment? Sometimes people post like 8 comments at the exact same time. I try to see every comment, but I don't always. How much should you be deadlifting? I'm not the person to ask that question. You need to hit up my dude, Big Brandon Carter. Hit him up on his Facebook page. Go to Facebook, look up Big Brandon Carter. Black guy, about 6'3". He usually ain't got no shirt on. Look up his page. he got good information about lifting weights. What's up to everybody in Portland? Pole Man Tyrone, you in Portland? Shout out to my people up in Beaverton, Oregon. My people at Adidas, my people at Nike, Brand Jordan. Can I take a question from anybody else? I'm doing another stream, y'all. I got to do another one because I got some ideas. I'm feeling good. How old am I? I'm 33 years old. My birthday is February 3rd, 1982. I do accept gifts. What's my position on a girl checking your phone? If it's actually your girl, then she should be able to check your phone. I'm reading a book by Rev Run and Tyrese. It's called Manology. Listen, if you got a girl and you ain't doing nothing wrong, she should be able to look at your phone. That's the way I see it. I mean, you should be open enough with your girl to let her look at your phone that she don't even want to look at your phone. Right? So if she feels like she needs to look at your phone, then you're giving her something you're doing is wrong because it's giving her a reason to think she needs to look at it. She should be able to say, you know what? I appreciate you letting me look at your phone, but I don't need to see your phone. That's how I feel about that. But this ain't no relationship Periscope stream. That's just the answer to the question. What's up to Abbotsford, Canada? Ask me, do I have a girlfriend? Yes, I am taken. I'm taken. All right, anybody else? Yes, I'm definitely ready. I'm always ready to speak. All right, this is what I do. I am a professional speaker. I'm a professional just delivering to an audience. All right, now speaker might be on a stage in front of people, live audience, but this right here, anything. I'm a professional delivering to an audience, pretty much. Did I lose to Nightwing and Shade Points? No, we beat Nightwing. When I was on Nightwing's team, so we won every game. I should do another collab with another YouTuber. I will when we're trying to figure out some platforms to make it work. Right, I don't know what the next one's going to be about yet. You'll see the title when I put it up. And Ash Kardashian says she didn't even realize people were realists, so I brought it to her attention. Well, I'm glad. You're the exact type of people that I need to reach, Ash Kardashian. The people that's like, see, you one of the people I say you're like a borderline person. Like you didn't even know what you didn't know, but you're actually open to getting the information. You understand? There are some people who don't know what they don't know, but they don't even want to know anything else. Like the guy I talked about, the pretzel shop. He doesn't know what he doesn't want to know. He doesn't know what he doesn't know, but he doesn't even want to get the information. There are some people who are like that. Those people are losers. They're going to be losers. They're destined to be losers. But there's other people who are unaware that they don't have the information, but they're like, you know what? Now that you're saying this to me, this makes sense. I'm glad I'm getting this. I want this information. You understand that? So it's two different classes of people. There are a lot of people out there who don't know. They're uninformed, but it's people who want it and people who don't want it. So Ash Kardashian, you're one of the people who want it. So I appreciate the fact that you want the information because people like you give me an audience of people to talk to. Absolutely. It's never too late. Absolutely. Work on your game, university is what Paul the Baller said. No, don't listen to rock music. All right, we're not gonna make this into a random Q&A here, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, I'm gonna wrap this one up right now. I'm doing another one. I got a list of topics here. I told you I keep a list of topics that I'm gonna talk about when I do these. Oh, you want to connect? Are you talking to me, Life Coach SJ? Anybody want to connect with me? What's up, London Cash? Anybody want to connect with me directly? You can email me, Dre@DreAllDay.com. I am accessible. I might not reply to your email today, but I will eventually reply to it. This is Dre@DreAllDay.com. That's my email address. My website is just straight DreAllDay.com. This video will be on YouTube. Probably these videos, when I do the stream and put it on YouTube, it's usually like 2 weeks later, something like that. So it's not going to be immediate, but just follow my YouTube channel because everything I did on the scope that I put on YouTube eventually comes out there. So just follow it. You'll get it. Everything's good, ladies and gentlemen. This is beautiful. We about to do another one. I'll be back in a second. As soon as I figure out what my topic's going to be, we doing another one. Work on your game, man. DreAllDay.com. Thanks for watching this video. I'm sure you were entertained. Make sure to stay connected with me on all your favorite social networks. Twitter and Periscope @DreAllDay. Instagram Dre Baldwin. Facebook /Work on Your Game. You can bookmark my YouTube channel by subscribing, of course. And the website is workonyourgame. That's .me. Workonyourga.me. And of course, my homepage is my website, DreAllDay.com, so you can know exactly what I'm doing, exactly when I'm doing it, and how you might be able to be involved. Work on your